Hello! In this Brisbane release, Saviynt has introduced a powerful enhancement for endpoint filtering designed to simplify entitlement management and improve user experience. Let's take a look at the business need behind enhancing endpoint filters. Today, endpoint filters are used to create logical applications that support governance. However, the current method of scoping entitlement values relies on exact matches or wildcard selections. This becomes a challenge when entitlement names are inconsistent or don't follow a predictable pattern. This limitation has led to repeated requests from customers for a more intuitive way to group entitlement values. They're looking for a solution that allows automatic inclusion or exclusion based on flexible logic. Addressing this need will not only reduce manual effort, but also improve accuracy and scalability, especially in large enterprise environments where entitlement structures are complex. In this update, we're excited to introduce a powerful new capability: user-friendly endpoint filters. The new filter entitlements are based on custom properties, custom property 20 to custom property 30, display names, or entitlement values. You can apply logical operators like and, or, and use pattern-based filters such as starts with, ends with, or contains. This makes it easy to create dynamic groupings of entitlements based on your organization's structure, such as by business unit, geography, department, or any internal naming convention. For example, if your entitlement names follow a pattern like BR_group_ENG, you can create a filter that captures all engineering groups in Britain using just a few simple conditions. These can then be organized under a child endpoint and assigned to the right owner for better oversight. Let's look at the benefits of this enhancement. First, it allows you to create curated and manageable entitlement categories under logical endpoints. Second, you can assign relevant owners to these groups, improving ownership clarity and accountability. Third, it simplifies the access request (ARS) experience by showing users only the entitlements they need to see. And finally, the feature is fully backward compatible, meaning all existing configurations will continue to work as they are. So, earlier, the way we managed entitlements within a single endpoint, like Azure Active Directory, was mostly manual. Let's say we have multiple entitlements like group in engineering, group in finance, and group in marketing. While they're all technically Azure AD groups, they logically belong to different business units. Now, in a real enterprise scenario, there could be thousands of such entitlements. It's unrealistic to expect a single owner to manage them all. Different teams manage different sets of entitlements, and that's where endpoint filters come into play. Endpoint filters allow us to group relevant entitlements into child endpoints. For example, under the main endpoint, Azure AD, we could create child endpoints like finance, marketing, and engineering. Earlier, this setup required manual configuration. You had to define the new endpoint name and entitlement type and then list all relevant entitlements. Another way was using a wildcard configuration, like saying any entitlement that starts with QA_app should belong to a specific endpoint. For example, in the JSON shown, App1 is a static group of AAD groups. Application QA_old uses a wildcard. While both methods worked, they were less intuitive, especially for new administrators. The core challenge for our customers has always been managing large volumes of entitlements in a scalable, logical way. Previously, when creating endpoint filters, you were limited to using entitlement values alone. This meant you could not build more advanced or flexible filters. With the latest update, we now have support for the and, or, and not operators, which allow you to combine multiple custom properties in a single logical filter. This is a net new capability, giving you much greater control and precision in defining your endpoint filters compared to the older approach. In this example, imagine someone in the UK overseeing all engineering entitlements. Instead of sifting through 1,000 plus entries, we now give them the ability to define a curated child endpoint using custom filters, so they only see the ones relevant to their region or department. The new filter experience. It's no longer just about static names or wildcard matches. Now we can use custom properties from 20 to 30 logical operands like AND, OR, NOT, and string matching like starts with, ends with, and contains. For example, in the JSON shown, application QA new filters using multiple custom properties, ensuring only specific QA app groups are pulled. Application sandbox shows exclusion rules such as not starts with. For more information, please refer Saviynt documentation. Thank you for watching.